This video is going to demonstrate Fort Hays State University's Manufacturing Challenge game board and how we got it done. In this clip, a member is shown cutting the wood to length. It is important to always be wearing proper PPE to ensure that no one gets hurt while using power tools. After that, the cut boards are sent to the joiner to produce flat surfaces for the highest possible strength after gluing. We then took the boards to the table saw so we could rip the boards to the correct width. Next, we are planing down our wood to the thickness we want, also trying to get out any impurities to the wood such as excess glue. After planing, we took the boards back to the table saw so we could get the correct dimensions for the boxes. Following cutting the games on the table saw, we put the games through the belt sander. This is to ensure that the CNC router has a smooth, level surface to cut into. Blanks are kept in storage until it is their turn to be put into the jig and then routed from that point. We then took our boxes to the CNC router. First, we put the game boards into the jig, which is made out of MDF wood, other scrap pieces of wood, and 2 clamps. The router starts cutting into the board after we make sure everything is in place. We then used a 3/8 inch UC bit and a 1/8 inch UC bit to complete all of the pockets. The CNC machine allowed for quick and precise cuts from 4 pockets for each game. Each cut file for the pockets wound up being about 15 minutes of cutting. Then, with our router table, we have a member rounding off all of the outside corners with a 1/2 inch round over bit. Next, we use a laser engraver to burn in our logo, cut out top and bottom pegboards, and cut out leather straps. At this point in the video, we have a member standing on a box. This is to make the board smooth, take off any scuff or mill marks left behind by any of the saws and routers. We then took our boxes to be stained. We used gunstock stain to give it a reddish look. After getting the initial coat of stain on, we wiped the excess off the boards for even distribution. The members are shown wearing gloves to ensure that they get no stain on themselves. This was about a 15-minute process to complete 2 full games. After staining, we have a member in the spray booth getting ready to spray deft. After the boxes are stained, they are sprayed in deft lacquer. The member applies an even coat to ensure a nice, smooth finish. He wears a mask to ensure that he does not breathe in any of the particles, which are toxic. While we had a member spraying deft, we had members talking about 3D printing and how to go about that. We wound up using our resin printer for the boats to make sure to get as much detail as possible and to keep them strong after hardening. We then started the assembly process by having a member carefully inspect the boards by using both his best judgment and a homemade go, no-go gauge that is made out of acrylic, cut by our laser. This gauge helps the inspector make sure that each of the games are symmetrical in their respect to pocket sizes. There are a few different sides to this gauge to help the process be efficient but effective and allow the inspector to ensure all pockets are within the correct specifications. In this section, members are installing hinges using a jig that was made of acrylic and MDF wood to ensure the hinge was placed with accuracy. For the hinges, we decided to go with a leather strap. These straps were cut out using our laser engraver to ensure precise cutting and placement. We then pre-drilled the holes to make sure that the wood does not split. We then placed leather straps that have holes for the screws and then that were lasered out and secured the leather straps down with screws. We then installed the front clasps using another jig that was made out of acrylic and MDF wood to make sure all games were built precisely again. All holes were pre-drilled before the clasps were screwed into place. The acrylic seen on the last 2 jigs were cut by our laser engraver so we could build with as much precision as possible. While this group member is assembling the front clasp, other members are still working on getting the pegs counted and inspected and inspecting the other boxes that are going to be next in the lineup for the production run. After having the pegs counted out, members put the pegs into smaller bags to secure them for packaging. All pegs and boats are kept in storage containers until needed in the production line. After placing the bags into their respective slots, the game board is then passed to the final stage of production. In the final stage of our production, a member is seen placing boats into their respective slots. He then puts pegboards into the base of the game and into the back of the slot. This is to ensure that we don't have to send extra pieces with these boxes if they were to go out into actual production. In the final shot, the fully assembled game can be seen waiting for someone to enjoy playing it.